ever since Riverdale's second season decided to lean much more heavily on the thriller, whodunit aspect of the series. I've been waiting for an episode like tonight's. I felt the stakes in this hour. I believed the drama. And I loved it as much as I loved Sheriff Keller's abs, which is to say a lot. The hour kicks off with a type of news announcement, as text scrolls the screen. A voiceover tells us about the 3 twisted tales connected to the Black Hood. These latest chapters began with the discovery of a letter from the Black Hood affixed to the door of Pop Kate's chocolate shop. And that's where the hour starts. At Pop's, the sheriff reads the letter. The Black Hood is giving everyone in Riverdale 48 hours. He's watching them all closely. This is a test. If they show him they're pure of heart, his work ends. Otherwise, well, you know what happens. Cutting to Betty and Jughead in bed, Betty wonders how the Black Hood got into the sheriff's station to Mr. Phillips, which gives her an idea. But that's put on pause when Jug gets a phone call from Penny Peabody. She's ready to cash in that favor. Jug meets Penny at Pop's, where she tells him that his dad had an unfortunate shower run-in with the ghoulies and is currently in the infirmary. Translation: they need to get FP out of jail and fast. But considering Jug literally has $18 to his name, he needs a plan. Well, Penny has one. Jug does a one-time delivery for her. And he can use his cut for his dad's case. And with that, Jug agrees to transport a crate of pancake mix to Greendale. And that brings us to the first of 3 twisted tales. Archie. Need of a cart to transport the crate, Jug calls on his best friend. And considering Archie still owes Jug from the stunt he pulled calling Keller at the street race, he agrees to borrow his dad's truck and help Jug, no questions asked. That night, they head out, pick up their crate and drive it to Greendale. Along the way, they play some fun road trip games, such as, how do we get Jughead out of the serpents? Sadly, they don't come up with an answer, but Archie does get to share a lovely dream he has where Jug and Archie live in the East Village and Betty and Veronica are roommates on Park Avenue. But sadly, they're not living a dream, and in this reality, they could both end up in jail. And that jail option is looking more likely considering they just got a flat tire and Archie doesn't have a spare. Who can they call? Betty? No, Archie shuts that down. He's not dragging her into this. Kevin? Sure, he's fine with dragging Kevin into this. Way to be good friends, guys. But before Arch can make the call, a complete and total stranger pulls up and offers to drop one of them off in Greendale with the crate for the cost of $18. Jug wasn't kidding when he said that's all he had. And to make things even sketchier, there is a creepy tarp in the back of this guy's truck, and he tells Jug not to look under it. So naturally, Jug ignores the fact that there could be a dead body. It ends up being a dead deer in back of this truck and gets in, leaving Archie to call Triple C and make eye contact with a bloody deer. On the road trip, Jug gets to listen to the radio talk about a group of people who believe the Black Hood is doing God's work before his new friend brings up the Riverdale Reaper. After getting gas, Jug agrees to stop at a cafe with the guy, where he explains that, years ago, the Riverdale Reapered an entire family in their sleep. As for what happened next, no one really knows. He could still be in town. Heck, he could even be the Black Hood. So the police work has always been terrible in Riverdale. Good to know. At the end of the meal, Jug is left with the bill, and when the stranger tries to make off with his crate, Archie shows up to save the day. But seeing as how it's already 11:52, they've got 8 minutes to get the crate to Greendale before things even more dangerous. Waiting for them in Greendale is a Russian woman in a wheelchair, and I have so many questions. So does Jug, who's told that he's the new delivery guy. Now that the serpents are taking over for the ghoulies. After it's all over, Jug decides to pay his father a visit and, shockingly, his face is fine. There's no evidence that FP was Ed, probably because he wasn't. Yep, Penny tricked him. And then she got security footage of Jug and Archie carrying in the crate. So you know the story. Jug either keeps up the deliveries or she sends the video to the cops. It seems FP owes Penny a debt, and she's making Jug pay it. To be fair, your dad warned you, Jug. Next, Josie has a stalker.